Welcome to the Barrett Byam Homestead on Byam Road in Chelmsford. We'd like to thank the Historic Society for bringing us Farm Days. This is an opportunity for us to go back into the past in Chelmsford and meet some of the longtime residents and hear some of their farming stories. My name is Pam Armstrong and I'm here with my husband Rick on camera to share some of those stories with you. Please join us. Farms in Chelmsford. Franklin actually has an existing working farm here in Chelmsford, and he's been farming for a number of years. How long have you been farming in Chelmsford?
Since 1699.
1699.
That's
so your grandfather, your great-grandfather?
That's all the Warrens that settled here.
Wow.
Who were farming on that same property.
Now, what kind of farming did you do? What did you?
My father was the last real active farmer. He had 22 cows, 2,000 chickens, a team of horses, a herd of pigs, and raised apples as well. So a little of everything.
Now, how many kids were there to help him do all these chores?
Earlier, it was his sister and one hired man.
Wow.
And they, as we grew up, we all helped and did our share. But
wow. And this is one of your pieces of farm equipment?
This is a 1944 Farmall H.
And how many, have you been using this one since 1944?
We still bale hay with it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it runs fine.
Yep. Now, what if you need to get parts for it, what do you do?
They still have parts available. They still have
parts from 1944?
Right.
Yep, good, good.
Yeah.
Now, what do you see as the big difference in farming in Chelmsford from when you used to do it as a kid and now?
Well, basically, there's no farming in Chelmsford.
No.
My father was a dealer for Eastern States Farmers Exchange, the grain company.
Okay.
And we'd get in a carload of grain every weekend in Chelmsford Center. And the farmers would come to that car, freight car, and unload it, and we would deliver it to all around town.
Oh, wow. And that's what they used to feed their horses, their pigs, their cows?
The cows, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 100-pound bags.
Yep.
There'd be 400 in a freight car.
Yep.
And it was hard work, but it never did anybody any harm.
Yep. Now, what do you do now? Just haying?
We just take the hay crop off it.
Yep.
Right.
You sell the hay for food or for?
Mostly people with horses.
Yep.
Some we deliver to, some come get it.
Yep, great, great.
Yeah.
Have your children decided to follow in your footsteps?
They're all interested in the farm. They have other positions, of course, but my daughter, Becky Warren, is very active here, and the National Park Service. So
yeah, we're going to talk to Becky.
Yeah.
Well, Franklin, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to meet you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming to Farm Days.
Folks. Yeah.
Hi, we're here again with Franklin, and he's going to tell us a little bit about some of the farm tools that he has here. Franklin, what are we looking at?
This is a hay fork that was used to pick up from the loads of loose hay, not baled hay, but loose hay.
Yeah.
And it would lift it up into the barn and across a track to go inside. And then they'd pull the ropes to release it, and the hay would drop down into the hay mow of the barn.
Did you do them one at a time, or did you have a number of them going?
No, just one at a time, because then you had to retrieve it back and bring it back down to the load outside, and it
took a while.
Oh, a short time compared to throwing it off by hand.
And what was this used for?
That's, I never saw it used, but I believe it's a cranberry picker.
Okay.
And these are mud shoes for horses.
Oh, no kidding.
And,
Like a snowshoe, but
right,
also, yeah.
right. And it was clamped on when they worked in the wet fields. They wouldn't sink too far.
No kidding.
And that's a egg grader.
Yeah?
We used to have 2,000 chickens and grade eggs every day.
Oh, wow.
And that's would go large, medium, and small size, and onto a tray that would divide them all out.
Yeah. Now, Franklin, there's something exciting happening at your farm on Columbus Day weekend.
That's right. It's the battlefield reenactment.
Now, how many people do they expect to be there to do the reenactment? Do you know?
Several hundred, I
That's
understand.
what I heard, several hundred.
Yeah. The British and the colonists are going to be camping out there
Yeah.
and putting on demonstrations. And
Well, that sounds like fun.
oh, it sounds great.
Yeah, we hope everyone can join us Columbus Day weekend at the Warren Farm for our reenactment. Franklin, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hi, we're here with Joe and Maria Lupien. They have the oldest and the last existing apple orchard in Chelmsford. And how long has the apple orchard been there?
Well, I guess my grandparents bought the place in around 1910 or so, and there was an apple orchard there then
Yeah, and how long have you been running it?
for the last 22 years.
22 years.
hmm
And what kind of apples do you grow there?
Well, we have quite a variety, mostly Macintosh. We have Cortlands, Macallans, a few other varieties like Baldwins and Russets,
Yeah.
some winter banana apples, yeah.
Now, how difficult is it to keep your apple orchard producing apples?
Well, it takes a little bit of work. In the late winter, we do our pruning, and then we have to pick up the brush and so forth. And then comes the apple blossom time. And before that, there's a few sprays that go on the trees. And after the apple blossom, come in June, we have to mow the orchard, mow the hay out of the orchard. And we continue spraying maybe every 2 weeks after that.
Now, do you have a whole crew that comes in to help you pick all the apples?
My boys help me.
Yeah.
Yep. They come on the weekends and they help out.
Now, I know you must sell apples and cider at your facility. Do you sell them elsewhere in town as well?
No.
No, just at the
Just
Lupien
at the
farm.
farm on the weekends.
Yeah. And what time of year is your farm open?
From September, Labor Day to Christmas.
Oh, Labor Day, Christmas.
Christmas.
Oh, wow. And you're open every day of the week, or just
Just on the weekend.
on the weekend?
On the weekend and Thanksgiving week, I'm open during the week too.
Okay, so that way our viewers can know when they can come by and buy apples.
And
Now,
Saturday, Sunday from 10 to 5.
10 to 5. And do you do your own cider press there too?
No.
No?
We get our cider from Bolton Orchards,
Okay.
and it's UV treated so that there's no harmful bacteria and so forth,
Yep.
according to the regulations today.
Now, do you have children or grandchildren that are going to follow in your footsteps and keep the orchard running?
I really don't know.
We have grandchildren, great-grandchildren, but
So we're hoping. Well, thank you very much for talking with us.
Oh, very good.
I'd like to introduce you to Carol Reddy and Carol Marion. You're here, and you're here with the Apple Press. Want to tell me a little bit about what they're doing?
Well, first we cut the apples up and we're putting them in the grinder, and it grinds them up in pieces. And then we take that and they're pressing it and making the apple cider.
And it comes out like the tray
At
in
the
the
end,
bottom?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But the interesting thing is, I think you should know about the press itself. This belonged to Carol's uncle. It's a very old press, a very old apple cider, what do you call the whole thing?
Apple cider press, yeah. Came from Vermont, and he got it in pieces, and then he grew a cherry tree, cut it down, and cut the cherry tree up in the pieces to remake the pieces for it. See?
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it is. And then we got it from him to keep at the Historical Society.
So we have an antique apple press.
Yeah.
And now, how many apples actually go into a bin, like to pressed? Do you
10,
know? Like, is it a
15?
bushel or?
Oh, I don't.
No, we don't know. We were just cutting and throwing them in, and the kids.
The Lupiens gave us apples, so we were lucky. We didn't really pay much attention to how many.
Of course, we can't sell this to the public because it has to be pasteurized.
Right,
for the,
right.
Yeah. But we thought it would be nice for people to see how it's done.
Well, they get to see how much muscle has to go into doing this after
Right,
a
and
while.
we have these strong helpers here that we're
Yeah.
lucky enough to.
Yep. Wow, it's really interesting. Well, I'm so glad that it was your grandfather or your uncle?
My
Your
uncle, yeah.
Had this to bring, you know.
Yeah.
This is a wonderful thing to see, the
Well-
history of Chelmsford and apple cider pressing. And,
Yes, because there were many of these around Chelmsford at the time of the orchards, and
yep. Excellent. Well, thanks for being
Thank
here
you.
and bringing
You're
this to
welcome.
us.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'd like to introduce you to some longtime residents of Chelmsford that have some great stories to share with us. Your name again was?
John Donovan,
John, and you were telling me you were born right here in Chelmsford?
right on Worthing Street in Chelmsford.
Next to McFarland?
Yeah, next to the funeral home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember some of these farms way back when people were working them?
I sure do.
Yeah, what are some of your fun
Yeah.
memories?
Well, I remember Ted Emerson's farm. I remember John Wilson's farm for some.
Yep.
The Parlee farm, and lots of them.
Did you work at any of them?
I weeded for $1 a day for what was the one on Turnpike Road? Eaton. No, further up. I can't. I can't remember the name, but anyway, $1 a day.
$1
Anyway,
a day,
yes,
yeah.
No, that wasn't it. Way up Turnpike Road.
Do you still live in town?
Oh, sure.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Good?
yeah. Raymond
So you've
Road.
seen all the changes in town?
Oh, have I ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do for a
Yeah.
business here?
Oh, well, I was in the oil business
Okay.
years ago. Yeah. I sold it for 19 cents a gallon.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Can we get you back?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And, excuse me, what?
My
You're
name is John Harrington.
John Harrington, okay.
I married a girl by the name of Maria Clark from North Chelmsford. It was a Clark family. She lost 2 brothers in World War II. It took me 50 years to get a monument. When I started out, all I would have been happy was a little plaque on a telephone pole.
Yeah.
And all I can say about it is, one time I talked with Marty Walsh, the manager of
The
Senior Center.
Yeah.
He says, let me work on it. The next thing I know, he stopped and he said, the town owns a corner of the Groton Road and Main Street. We're going to do something about it. So they put up a beautiful monument for my 2 brother-in-laws. They were both killed in the Navy during World War II.
Wow, that was so nice that he was able to pull that together for you.
All I can say is thank you, Marty Walsh.
Yeah.
Tell them what your wife told you about the flowers.
Oh, my wife and I, we take care of the flowers there all the time, and we get compliments because we do take care of them.
Yep. Oh, that's very nice.
yeah.
Now, you've been in town for a long time?
I've been in town since I wasn't born, but I was brought up on Stedman Street on the Lowell End.
Okay.
I come up and fell in love with my bride in 38
And never left.
and never left. I'm married and come out to North Chelmsford in
Yep.
41 and I never left.
Did you ever have an opportunity to work on any of the farms in town?
Farms, I'll tell you a lot of stories about the farms. Where Drum Hill Farm is now, that used to be Blackie's Farm.
Yeah.
I picked peas when I was a kid for Blackie for 25 cents a bushel. I worked on Adams's orchard farm on the corner of, what was that? That's Davis Road. No.
Oh, David.
Davis and North Road.
Yeah.
I worked there for $1 an hour. Loisel's farms, I worked on them. I always remember there was 2 Loisels, one on the top and one on the bottom. I used to work a lot for Loisel on the bottom, and he had a brother, 2 sons, one by the name of George and I forget. Anyway, George used to say we'd get out and we'd be hoeing by hand.
Yeah.
So George used to say, let's race. Well, if you raced, you got more work done. You're smart about that.
Oh, wow. And you said that you're actually the curator? Or you
No, I managed this since 1967.
The Barrett Byam house?
Yes,
And
when we first got it.
And your name is?
My name is Dick Lahue,
Okay.
and I wasn't born in Chelmsford. I was born in Dracut, but I came here when I first got married in 1940, and of course lived here ever since. And my children were born here and went to school here, and still live here.
The Historic Society has done a wonderful thing to maintain this.
Well, I used to come every day. This was my second home. And whenever my wife wanted me, she called here and said, when are you coming home? Because I just would get so involved in here, and a lot of the changes. I happened to be a carpenter, and I taught it in school, and I did most of the carpenter work here, except the major big stuff. And over a period of years, I've made a lot of changes here. And but it's been a delight. And upstairs, we made the old barn was a cow barn, which is where the meeting room is, and that it still had the cow stalls, stanchions, and we cleaned that all out and made that into a room where we could meet, and got an exhibit area all around. And I just constantly was looking for things to put in there, and no matter where I went, I'd try to find something. And then one of my other projects was to get the store, make the country store. And we had a delightful time in the summertime, my wife and I trying to find things to put in there. And the results is the proof's in the pudding.
It's wonderful. Yeah, we're going to go in there in a little while and see the inside and give people a tour. It's a wonderful place.
Along with this, I try to instill in my children to give something back to the town they were born in. And my oldest boy wound the town clock in the Unitarian Church every Sunday morning for about 35 years.
Oh, that's wonderful.
He's since moved to Nashville. And then my daughter she served on the Historical Commission for 17 years as the clerk. She worked in the center school, and she now, just past 21 years working for the town, she's the secretary to the principal of the center school.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And I have another boy, and he lives in Westford, and they're very connected with this community and school and civic things, and so it's been just a delight. And my wife got me interested in the Historical Society in the first place, and so when we first got this place, they had to move out of the library, and stuff was in boxes and everything else, and it was quite a chore to sort it out and get ready. And we wanted to have open house, and we were rushing. And she and Hazel Stevens, who was a retired school teacher, came up every day, brought their lunch, and they would sort through things. And so she just loved this place. And so she was great to me. And incidentally, she just passed away, but I was married 65 years to her.
Oh, well, congratulations.
And
well, we're lucky to have you to take care of such a wonderful place like this and put so much into it.
I think it shows, and we did.
It absolutely does.
I'm proud of the fact that I had a part of it.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce you to Susan Gates. She's organized the art show here that depicts different local artists and pictures of farm-related photography, or all kinds of artwork actually here in Chelmsford. And you organized this for us. This is wonderful. Tell us a little bit what we're going to see here.
Well, there's a variety of media represented here. There are a lot of acrylic paintings, but there are also watercolors and some photographs. There are some colored pencil drawings. I mean, there's a little bit of everything. What we did was we put out a call to artists and we asked them to bring anything that they had that was showed agriculture in some way. So it could be anything from somebody sitting in a farm garden to paintings of cows and sheep, and we have some geese, that kind of thing. So they were free to bring in whatever they like, and this is an extraordinary collection of works. I'm not an artist, so I had no idea what would happen when people showed up, what they would bring. But what a talented group we have.
Are there any particular photos that you'd like us to be sure to see that have been brought in?
I hate picking out anything in particular because it would look like there was favoritism. But right here next to me is a painting by Randall Whitehead that I think is quite a beautiful picture. It's an oil painting, and its title is The Overseers. And everybody should see it. Isn't this? I love the brush strokes and the buildup of the paint.
And he's a local resident?
Yes.
Yes, very nice, very nice. Well, I think we're going to take a walk around for a minute and kind of show our audience some of the beautiful artwork that's here. But we appreciate you bringing this together for us.
And thank you for doing this, because I know there are people who can't get out sometimes, and this gives them the opportunity to participate in something like this. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Susan.
You're welcome.
I have with me Bernie Reddy. He is the chairman of Farm Days, a member of the Historical Society, and very active in taking care of our property and bringing our history to Chelmsford out to the public so everyone knows about it. Bernie, tell me a little bit about Farm Days. What are we going to see here today?
Well, we have the last apple farmer in Chelmsford, Lupien's farm, and what we've done is when I was growing up in Chelmsford, there were apple orchards everywhere. Shahani's apple orchard, all over the place. Everywhere there were apple orchards. Now Lupien is the last apple orchard in town. We don't know how much longer he'll be active. We planted 14 apple trees over there, and our goal is to have a fall festival every year where townspeople can come back to their past and actually make cider. You've seen the way, and we'd like someday to have them come over to the trees, pick the apples in the baskets, bring them over here, make the cider, the full cycle.
To feel a part of
right, when I was a kid, we used to, like on Thanksgiving morning, my father would take us to the barn cellar of Parham's farm, and they'd have the big vats there, and it'd pull down and we'd get a gallon of cider to take home, so it was great. And, growing up in town, there was always chickens and cows and everything all around, so we'd like to bring back Chelmsford's past. We have almost all the farms from town here today. Jones's farm, Henry Parlee, as I said, Lupien's, and we have WFL stables here. So we'd even like to see it grow more. We have the little textile museum behind us, and just try and bring back Chelmsford's past for one day a year, so that, and the barn cellar here right now, we have that art contest. You see the beautiful paintings in it? I love barns. I love old barns. So we've taken a cellar that was just a storage place, turned it around, and hopefully that'll be the center of activities for a hands-on museum. In other words, the rest of our house is beautiful. It's got artifacts and things like that, but it's kind of a dead museum. People see it once, that's it. We want this to be a place they come back every year and look forward to.
Yep.
And we want to save this kind of day every year, too.
Now, Bernie, if people want to know a little bit about the Historic Society, how to get involved, how to donate, is there anything you can tell us? Okay.
There's a website. Just go to the town of Chelmsford and go to the Historic Society, and we're right there.
Okay.
Right there.
And I know you do other events throughout the year. You have a Christmas time you have the house opened.
The house is open at Christmas time. This year there's going to be a huge flower show. I think the date may be wrong, but it's about the beginning of December. I think December 9th on a Friday night. The public's invited to come in. There's going to be a huge flower show here. Yep. So we try and have different events throughout the year.
Excellent. Well, this is a great idea you had. It seems like there's a lot of people that have come out. It's wonderful.
I'm very happy. It's good turnout.
Well, thank you.
For coming.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
In this land, they come to your house and it won't stay long. Look around the room and that tractor will be gone. Yeah, don't have no mercy in this land. Take it, Barrett. Thank you.
I have with me our very own Villu Tari from the cable TV studio, but you have a second job here?
Yeah, it's my second job, or third, or fourth, or fifth. I don't even count. But
Now you've created this bee yard here, right?
Yeah, very much. There was just an empty spot here, and well, not just me. The bee yard was created by also. We had a little crew. Bernie Reddy, I remember, was here, and me, myself, and a couple other people. So we had like a little Saturday afternoon when we set that up. But yeah, that was just an empty spot over here.
So what's the first thing you have to do to create a bee yard to bring the bees?
Well, the first you have to fall in love of the beekeeping.
Okay.
Next,
don't be allergic.
Right. Next thing, you should probably know some basics of the beekeeping. What we did was we went actually to school, which was like a community educational type of school, and learned some basics. And then you have to order the bees, and you have to order the equipment and put everything together, because they all come in pieces, not just. So you have to do some nailing and stuff, and then when your bees arrive, you have to be ready, because when they come in those boxes, as you can see, you have to be all set up and ready to go, and you just dump them in, and it's fascinating.
Okay, so once you've got your bees and you've dumped them in and they're doing what they do, what's your job now?
Well, the first year job was, basically come over pretty much every day or every other day, because I was such curious how they do, how they look like, and et cetera, et cetera. As I'm doing it now for 5th or 6th year, I'm becoming less curious, which is good for bees, because you don't want to disturb them really every week or every day.
Visiting?
Right. But you want to make sure that the queen is okay, that she lays eggs, and they have basically enough room for honey storing. Means if the honey season begins, you start storing up the honey supers. So this closest hive to us was actually like 4 stories high, so it went pretty much like this height. So that's your one responsibility. And also before the winter, you want to make sure that they have adequate honey supply for them to overwinterize.
Okay.
So just keeping eye on them and helping as you can, but they are pretty much very handy of everything.
Now, do you actually extract honey from these hives?
Yeah. Well, actually, I extracted honey using this very much extractor over here. I brought over just for people to see.
So do you actually take out honeycomb and put it in there? Or what?
Well, you're taking out the frame with the honeycomb and the honey, and what you do is this honey, if it's nice and nicely capped, you take the cappings away, which means you expose the honey. And then you put the entire frame with the honey in the extractor. It's like a centrifuge. You crank it, and it goes against the wall. Yeah. And then this is your gate on the bottom, and you let it out. It goes through the filter, just filter out the big chunky pieces which may come like a wax or whatever.
Heat it or anything, or do you
No,
just right
you don't heat the honey. That's how you lose all the good stuff.
Okay.
If it's warm, it's more fluid, so it's easier for me to extract the honey if it's a warm weather.
Yep.
If it gets colder, the honey is gets harder too, and it's you need more cranking job to get it out. But you don't heat the honey.
Okay. And then the pieces that you put in, you get the honey out of. Do you put that back into the?
Yeah, it gets stored over the winter, and when the next honey season comes, back they go again.
And now, how much honey do you think you get from what you do here?
Well, these 2 hives produced this year probably a bit over 100 pounds of honey. Some of it goes back for them, to fill some winter, cells, and but most of it got out, and some of it is for sale for today. $5 all proceeds.
Right here at the Historic Society?
Yes, they do. During events, I think Christmas open house, they have honey for sale, and a few other places. And this is actually my donation to the Chelmsford Historical Society, if you will.
Well, it's wonderful, Villu. Thank you so much.
You're
It's
welcome.
fascinating, and thanks for doing this.
You're welcome.
I'd like to introduce you to Phil Jones. Phil Jones is Jones's Farm on Route 27. Everyone knows where you are. You have a great farm there, great flowers. I see that you have pumpkins and things, and I know they have breads and cookies and things inside the shop. When you go to pay for your flowers, you can't help but buy something to eat.
There you go. That's what we try to do.
Yeah.
Get you snacking.
How long have you been there at Jones Farm?
This is our 15th year.
15 years, wow.
Yeah.
And mostly flowers, or?
Well, no, we do a lot of produce. We've been growing. We actually changed over last year. We had some diseases in the field, and it was a good time for us to switch over to growing organically. And it's been kind of a heavy learning curve for us to learn how to really grow everything a little differently than we have in the past. And I took a course last year from the Organic Farming Association. It's a 50-hour course, and I became accredited for organic land care.
Okay.
And really to learn more about inputs in the earth and what we can do to maybe use less inputs in the earth and how to make the earth work with us and us live with it and just take care of it.
Now, what's the hardest thing to convert what had been a non-organic farm to an organic farm?
Well, for us, the learning curve is some of the diseases that we had easier control of. We have to use some different practices, and the standards for strictly organic are a little different. So we've learned about some great new products that are becoming available for the homeowners too. Rosemary oil and wintergreen oils that we're having great success with aphid and whitefly and spider mite and some of the real problems that we have. So that's it. And then the other thing is that the fertilizers are released much slower. Mm-hmm. So it's getting used to the way things grow is a little differently than when we could just hit them with some of these fertilizers and the stuff would shoot up the next day.
But it must be kind of fun to experiment with the different oils and see it worked. You know, it's almost like everything's an experiment.
Oh, it is.
Challenge,
It really is a challenge. Yeah.
And you can
That's
really
great.
feel good when you've accomplished something that you tried to accomplish. It really worked, and it's the right way people used to do it.
Well, and it's probably the way we should do it. It's. I think it just makes it a little safer for everybody, and if we can, I think it makes the food taste a little better, and I think we get a little bit more nutrition, and there's more magnesium, and the nutrients that we need for our body are a little bit more available in the organic stuff. So.
Now, what else does Joan Farms have to offer? You do some things through the fall?
Well, we do a lot. We raise a lot of mums.
Yeah.
This is a new product. This is purple millet.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It's in for the fall. It's we raise a lot of that.
Yeah. Do you
corns-
have pumpkin picking over there?
We'll have pumpkin picking over there, yeah, and we have a at the stand itself this year. We're going to have a nice maze for the kids to play in all week long. It'll be open for the whole week instead of just on the weekends like we were doing before.
Now, you had done pumpkin catapulting before, right?
Well, we built a catapult. We're still doing that.
Yeah?
I think we're going to try to lob them like down over to the golf course this year if we can. There's a lot of deer there, the deer we're going to try to lob them down there, and hopefully the deer can eat what's left of the pumpkins. They'll be able to use them, so it'll be fun.
Now, how often do you have that catapulting?
Well, actually, that will probably be available for if there's a lot of kids. We'll do it on the weekends and we'll have it on during the week.
That's a lot.
If we get some school groups in or something, we like to throw them for the kids to see them.
Well, thank you very much, and we're excited to have you doing organic gardening in Chelmsford, and we look forward to buying your produce.
Thanks an awful lot.
Thank you.
Nice
to
talking
see
with
you.
Good to see you.
We're in the booth of Sweetest Memories. They're a shop on Alpine Lane in Chelmsford. They do have many, many sweets. They have ice cream. If you haven't been there, you need to. I'm watching Lynn right here. She's actually serving fudge. Lynn, was the fudge made right at Sweetest Memories?
It was. The fudge was made last night by Janet Landry. She's an owner at Sweetest Memories.
And do you also dip all the apples there too?
She does. She created a lot of the different combinations, the gourmet chocolate with the white chocolate swirl, the sprinkles and nuts, and she also has a plain chocolate that she does.
Wow. Now, Sweetest Memories has only been there a little over a year?
Yep, it was a year in Labor Day.
And you're busy all the time?
It's been great. It's been wonderful. She also has expanded into the fudge business, which has been really crazy.
And do you have parties, kids' birthday parties?
Yep, we have birthday
there?
parties. Yep, you just book in advance, and they bring their own cakes, they make their own sundaes, and they have balloons, and they make grab bags from jars and jars of candy, penny candy.
Well, thank you for joining us at Farm Days. You have a line, so I don't want to hold you up.
Thank you for
but thank you for being here.
Okay, thank you.
Let's call for hayride.
Booth with Louise, and Louise is going to tell us a little bit about what we have here for sale.
Well, over here on this side, we've got some books that George Parker's had written.
Yeah.
And then our Christmas ornaments. Over here is our glass section.
Now, someone had told me these are for...
Those are called cup plates.
Okay, and how do
And
those
they're
work?
specially made for us. And basically, people use these. You could use them for so many things, but you could just put this right in your window.
Okay.
It's very pretty.
Now, what were they historically used for? It was something to do with...
I don't really know.
Don't know something?
No. I'm sorry.
I had read a story about them, something to do with the cup didn't have handles. And
Oh, well, that could be too,
Yeah.
but there's something like this, I'm really not sure. and
then-
these are the bottles. These are made from an antique mold,
Okay.
and they're highly collectible.
And these are beautiful.
Yeah, and the
These-
paperweights.
Yeah, that's very pretty, the paperweight.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some other Christmas
and those
ornaments
are
here.
Christmas ornaments,
Yeah.
And the mugs.
Yeah.
And we have a series of pamphlets. And these basically are our patriotic type items,
Yep.
the
You've got some old
flags and all the
postcards.
postcards.
That's excellent. And this is, now, you remember the historic
Yes, I
site?
am.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people do come here for the different events at the
Oh, yes, we've had very good.
Yeah.
It's, of course, today with the weather so beautiful, we had wonderful attendance.
Well, we're so glad that you've brought Farm Days to Chelmsford because I think it's important for people, young and old, to
That's
see
right.
what Chelmsford was all about.
You kind of forget just how rural this town was at one time with all the dairy farms
Yep, and the
here in
chicken
town.
farms out here and hay farms. It's
Right.
wonderful.
And several of our farmers are here too. I think you've probably seen them.
Yep. Louise, thank you very much.
Okay, you're very welcome. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you. So I have one of the current hay farmers in Chelmsford, Charlie Wojtas, here with me, and he's got a piece of his equipment. He's going to tell us how it all works.
Okay. Well,
Charlie.
current, maybe the only hay farmer in Chelmsford.
Okay.
Because that's why I was invited.
Okay.
By Bernie told me I have to come. So I do whatever Bernie says, of course. And let me see, haying. Haying's actually pretty complex because what we need a power source to run 3 or 4 different implements through the haying season. First, we have to go into the fields and mow the hay down. Then we have to let the hay dry slightly, and then we go in with another piece of equipment, a tedder, to fluff the hay all up to get it ready. To the third process would be the rake the hay. So we rake the hay into windrows, preferably 4 feet or less in width.
Is that what
And then we
this
go
does?
along. Yep. Then we go along here with the last piece of machinery, the baler, picks up the hay, takes the hay into a chamber over there, and compresses it into a 14 by 18 inch
Is that what
bale.
we see at this other end?
So after you compress it a lot, you turn it into bales. The bales can weigh anywhere from 30 pounds to, I can get the bales up to 100 pounds. But 100 pounds hurts the machine, so I like to leave them at 40 because they're easy to handle.
Now, how do you adjust the weight of the bale?
The weight of the bale is by tensioners right here. And we can adjust the length of the bale too.
Oh.
Because I can make bales from infinitely small to a length 2 miles long if I want. So the weight and the length is all adjustable.
And then it comes out the back, and what
Oh,
happens
then we
next?
have another process here. Then we come out the back, we have a hydraulic thrower. This right here is a table. This table is hydraulically run by the baler, and I can throw this bale hay into a wagon that I have attached to the back here. How a lot of farmers get hurt when they bale hay is they leave the machine running, they come back here to adjust something, they just touch anything, and this will trip this. And of course, if you're in the middle here, you break your arm or you break your body.
Well, I'm glad to see that you haven't done that yet.
No, what I do is I go in my tractor and I turn it on off and I make sure everything's off, then I walk back here and check. Because if you ever notice, most farmers are missing a digit or a limb, and this is the reason why.
Oh. Now, if you had, let's say, a 1 acre field, how long would it take to do this process here for 1 acre?
Well, you mean just baling or
Just
mow
the
raking?
baling.
Just baling on 1 acre? Way less than an hour.
Oh, so, and usually a field is much bigger than an acre.
Yeah, an average size around here is probably 5 or 6 acres. There aren't many large fields. I have all the fields around. I think the largest one's like 25 acres.
Interesting.
And
Now, what do you do with your hay?
I do all my hay for customers, so I don't keep any. I just put it in a wagon, they put it in their barn.
So it's
And,
mostly feed hay.
Oh, it's feed for horses.
Yep.
Hardly any cows.
Now, Charlie, your family's been in town for a long time.
Correct.
Yeah? And you grew up working on farms, local farms?
Yeah, I did. I don't know, how did that happen? I guess because my dad, years ago when I was young, we had thousands of chickens.
Wow, thousands of chickens.
Chickens were the way to make some serious money.
Yep.
It just seems odd now because you need 1,000,000 chickens to stay in business, to just live.
Now, did your whole family work on the farm with you?
No, it was mostly me and my dad.
Yeah?
The other kids weren't interested. I don't know why. You
You
figure.
didn't tell them it was fun.
Well, yeah, we did tell them it was fun, but they didn't believe it.
Yeah. Now, is anyone else in your family still in farming the way you are?
No.
No, they all
Everybody's done.
Yeah.
But I just do it for fun. It's definitely not for the money. And if you ask any farmer out there, he does not do it for the money. He does it basically for two reasons. Number one is to keep the land open, and number two, because they love it. And if you don't, then you're not going to do it.
Well, I hope there's some way that we can encourage our children to keep farming going in our communities, because it would be just a shame to lose all this history and the love of it.
But maybe when they see a really nicely mowed field out there, they'll appreciate that more than a high-rise.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. That's right, Pam.
Well, Charlie, thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks. It's always a pleasure. Thank you, Rick, too.
We've come inside the Barrett Byam house, and we're going to give you a little view of some of the tools, some of the antique tools that they have hanging on the wall, and gives you an idea of how people used to do work in Chelmsford, the different tradesmen and the different tools they used. We have a display here from the American Textile Museum, History Museum out of Lowell, and we have Kathy here with us, and she's going to show us a little bit about flax. Kathy, can you give us a demonstration?
I'll give us a demonstration. Well, folks, every fall is harvest time, not only with apples and pumpkins, but also with a plant called flax. And what happens is after the seed has been planted, in the spring, the product grows all summer long, and it ends up being harvested. And this is a little bit of what it looks like when it's been harvested. Okay, and it comes it's even longer than this. And what you would do is you would then take it out to a pond or stream or a bath of some sort, and you do what we call red it. And red would kind of soften all this heavy, heavy stem that you see here. Following the redding, you would then put it through a flax break. And the flax break that I brought along with me today is a cute little table one, but they'd normally be very, very wide. And what I'm going to do is put it through the flax break, and it's going to break down that very tough, thick outer layer that you see of this plant called flax. Okay, and you can see how it's all coming off, and if I shake it a little bit, all that outer covering is coming off. Now, what you would do following is put it onto a scutching board, and the scutching board with the scutching knife is just really kind of cleaning it up more and getting rid of all that extra layer that's kind of just all crumbly here on the flax. Now, what you see right here is the plant broken down into a better. You can see how it's just a little bit better than this. Now I'm going to try to break it down further and get all this outside stem off. And what you would use is a hackle. Now you'd have a very wide-toothed hackle, a medium-toothed one, and a very fine. I'm using the medium-toothed, and I'm going to take the fiber, which it is now, and I'm going to put it through the hackle. And as you're going to see, I'm getting more of that stem out, and I'm also getting some very short pieces. Well, you can take these short pieces and you can actually spin them. And when you spin them, you can then take the yarn, which is not great yarn, and you can braid it, and that's your rope. Okay, that'd be your linen rope. But this gorgeous piece here, take a little bit more out, you can see would be what we would use, and this is called line. The line, and of course for the people watching the show, they'll remember hearing years ago a little blonde kid with hair sticking up would be called a toe head. This is called the toe. This is called the line. You would take many pieces of this line, and I would sit down and I would lay the line on my lap, 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layers, 4 layers, and I would wrap it around this structure called the distaff. The distaff holds the flax so that you can then spin from it and make your yarn. As you see right here, here's some linen yarn. Now, the week after Christmas, there's a holiday called St. Distaff's Day, and that's when all the ladies and their Grammies and the little kids and the girls, anybody that's spun in the family, would get together with their distaffs and their spinning wheels, and they would spin the line into yarn. That's signaling, it's the beginning now, let's get ready for our spring and summer clothing. All right, and then following that, you then had to, if you don't sew, first of all, you have to have the weaver, or you have to knit. So if you don't knit or weave, you better find a knitter or a weaver, and then you need someone to make your clothing. So now remember, I said we start back with the seed. So we started with the seed. Now it's probably June or July. Here's my jacket. So look at how long it took. Year to get a jacket. Now you just go out and buy it. You go out and buy it. So that's a little story about what's going on. That's why today, everyone, linen is still expensive because it's a long process. Even though it's machine made, it's a long process.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
We can go to the American Textile Museum, History Museum in Lowell and
Yeah.
learn more about this?
Yes, we can. We can go to the museum, and we have a great children's center, and we do many educational programs, and we have a great museum.
And you also do Girl Scouts?
We do Girl Scouts, and we do Boy Scouts, and I do birthday parties, Tiny Tot program, Colonial Days. We do everything.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being with us today. And it's a pleasure to watch how this works. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're here at a booth from Parlee's Farms on Pine Hill Road. We have Donna and Carolyn and Nicholas, Caroline and Nicholas. And Caroline, tell me, do you grow all these things on your farm?
Yes.
You do. And what do you do to help grow them? Do you weed the gardens?
You pick.
You pick? And so what kind of things have you picked for us?
Peppers.
Okay.
Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Pumpkins and squash.
Squash. And do you grow corn there too?
No.
No
Not
corn?
this year.
Okay, and did you grow watermelon?
Yes.
Wow, that looks good. And then who made the wonderful pickles?
My mom.
Your mom. Oh, I get to try it? I'm going to try it. That's really good. Wow, it's really sweet.
Everything here was grown in Chelmsford.
And you actually have a farm stand there where you actually sell the food?
Yeah, and tomorrow we open up our huge maze and pumpkin patch.
Oh, so now girls, tell me about the huge maze. Is it fun?
Yes, and it's very tricky.
It's tricky?
And we also do a haunted maze.
So do you get lost inside the maze?
Yes.
Yeah? Sometimes. How tall is it?
We don't know.
6 feet in places.
6 feet, so it's bigger than all of us.
Oh, yes.
Bigger than me.
It's 7 acres.
Wow.
It has 2 bridges. You go up on the bridges and you try to figure out which way to go, and it takes anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours to go through.
Now, when does the maze open? Tomorrow?
At 11.
Okay, I may have to come.
Today, but we had to be here.
Yeah, I had to be here. Yep. And now, do you have pick your own pumpkins there?
Yes.
You do everything.
Yeah.
And we have a horse that goes like that. Yeah, but only with coats.
And what's the horse's name?
Cooper.
Cooper. What kind of horse is he?
An American miniature.
Oh, how big is he?
He's as tall as Victoria.
Oh, how cute. Do you let him come in the house?
No.
He has to stay outside?
Yeah, and
Yeah?
we have 2 sheep, pigs, and
Chicky cocks.
So you guys really do have a farm right here in Chelmsford.
Mm-hmm. A working farm.
A working farm. That's wonderful. Now, when you grow up, are you going to keep the farm going?
He is.
Yeah? No.
That's Nicholas.
Nicholas, you're going to keep the farm going?
I hope to.
I think it's a great thing to do. You can't let great farms in town go away.
Yeah.
Now,
This would be fourth generation.
fourth generation. Are you going to go into Essex Aggie now to learn all about it, or?
No, I'm getting pretty good education from my dad.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Hands-on is the best
Yeah.
way to go. And so you're going to continue to grow all these same things?
I hope to. Maybe
Good.
some new stuff.
That sounds excellent. Wow, look at all the stuff you have in your truck. Now, what is your job at the farm? Picking up all the heavy stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah?
that's what they have me around for.
Yeah. Well, we're really glad to hear you're going to keep the farm going.
Thank you.
Want to say hi to everybody? Wave to the camera. Hi. Thanks for talking to me. I'm here with Jocelyn from WFL Stables. You're right on Robin Hill Road in Chelmsford. And you have a working horse farm. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
We do boarding, training, and lessons there. We do group and private lessons, and we do pony parties there on the farm, where we do the pony rides there.
How many horses do you have there?
30.
30, wow. Do you have a lot of kids that volunteer and work there?
We have, a great group of kids that come and work and do their lessons and lease their horses and all that.
And you do some local shows there as well?
Yes, we do. We ran 3 horse shows there this year.
Oh, good. That's really fun. Now, have you been in horses all your life?
Since I was 5, yes.
So this is a passion?
Yes.
And you hope to keep this in Chelmsford for a long time?
Yes.
Good. Well, I think there's only a couple of actually working horse farms in town. We still have some vegetable farms, we have hay fields and things, but we only have a couple horse farms, so it's great to have you with us.
Yes.
Thank you. And
Thank you very
you've
much.
got the pony rides for the
Right.
kids, that's wonderful. Anyone who wants to bring their kids to WFL Stables for riding lessons, you want to come see Jocelyn and do something that we used to all do in the past, ride horses. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We'd like to thank the Chelmsford Historic Society for bringing us Farm Days today. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have, bringing you all the old-time farmers and farms and interesting history about the town of Chelmsford. And this has been Pam Armstrong and my husband Rick on camera, and we'd like to thank you for joining us. Hopefully next year you can come join all of us here at Farm Days.